All right, I got 2:30. We'll call this property maintenance meeting to order. Autumn?
So I have two cases to bring before you guys today, both of them on Old State Road 45. The first one, case number 2502-1, is the Freeman property, and Mr. Freeman is here. So we've been working with him for a couple years off and on different things with his property, getting it cleaned up. He would get it cleaned up, and then, we would maybe have to send him another letter. So this case pretty much started in March. First letter was sent March 10th, re-inspected on April 1st with some progress. So kind of just let him work on it for a while. May 21st, I sent a second letter with no response. June 3rd, I sent a third letter, and the property was re-inspected on June 10th with little to no change. So on June 11th, the notice of violation was sent that if it wasn't cleaned up by today, that there would be a hearing today at 2:30. And I actually spoke to Mr. Freeman the next day and explained all of that to him, that if the violations had not been addressed, then we would have the hearing today. I looked at it again this morning, and it's pretty well the same as what it was the last time that I checked it. So we're here for the hearing authority. So underneath the notice of violation, there are pictures of the property. The top one is today, and then it goes back through the older photos. So part of the situation is weeds and stuff that are over 18 inches, and then there's some taller grass back behind the house, which we understand there's been a lot of rain, so it is kind of hard for some of that to be taken care of. But there are also, as you guys can see, just some piles of random things. There is the large limb pile, but as long as that's only limbs, that could be burnt. But the pile at the end of the driveway is mainly what needs addressed. And then there are a couple trailers on the property, so we would need to make sure that the trailers had current plates and registration on them. So, I don't know if Mr. Freeman wants to say anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead, yes.
Do I understand that?
No.
All I need to ask is, if I can have till Monday, because I've talked to some people, because the one trailer is a friend of mine, so he can come get it, and some stuff like that, but he can't do it till this week. So, if I can have that, and then look at it again, and we'll go from there.
I have no problem with that at all.
So will all of those piles at the end of the driveway
Well, yeah,
be addressed
so-
or put in the barn or something?
So this, I'm finishing up a job tomorrow or Thursday, and I haven't scheduled anything till next week, so me and my guys are gonna work out there this weekend. As long as it's dry, no gully washers.
Good luck with that.
As far as the field to the side, it's gonna be a while before that can get mowed. Because that's a natural waterway, and it just stays so. But as far as the yard itself, I'll try to get it mowed and all that.
All right.
I'll do the best I can in that field, but I have no guarantees on it.
Mac, I have no problem with letting him go ahead and finish up the things he said.
Yeah.
Autumn, when will you do a check again?
That's what I was gonna say. You guys just need to give him a timeline of, if you wanna give him
2 weeks?
2 weeks or
Is that
whatever.
okay?
July 1st meeting,
That's fine, yeah.
Because then-
That's,
Autumn can do a report with us, and she'll get back with us, and we'll go from there. How's that
all right, that
sound?
sounds
supposed,
great.
supposed to be drier this
Yeah, it's
weekend.
supposed to be
so
drying up next week.
so maybe those could get
hopefully we
burned.
Get most of it done.
Trailers picked up and,
Yeah, and then all the piles taken care of, and, then we should be good.
yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you showing up.
Okay.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, I do motion.
I'll make a motion that we extend the deadline for cleanup to July 1st, with
Case 25.
with case 502-1, and review it then for the progress that he requested.
All right, we have a motion, I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed?
And the second property is right over from Mr. Freeman's, it's also on Old State Road 45. It is case number 2505-1. So, under the notice of violation, you will see the pictures starting with today, going back through the oldest ones. So, as you're going through these, if you get to the point where you get to the property card, it says that it is zoned agricultural on the online card, but it is not. I talked to the planning commission and it is actually residential. So ordinance states no grass or weeds, 18 inches or over, no trash or junk, and no abandoned or junk vehicles. So the grass and weeds obviously would be an issue. The cars and motorhome have been sitting there for quite a while. We don't know if they have current plates and registration or not. That's something that we would have to have the sheriff's department check, but they can't just sit there if they do not. I'm not totally sure what junk and random items is back up in there. I sent him a letter May 21st, and re-inspected on May 30th. There was no change. I've not heard from him. Sent him a second letter June 3rd. With a re-inspection date of 6/10, there was no change. Sent the notice of violation on the 11th, and there's still not been any change. I've not heard anything from him. One of the letters from June 3rd was returned undeliverable, but the first letter was not. The notice of violation got sent certified, and I haven't got the card back on it yet. The ordinance does state for it to be proper notification, as long as you're sending it to the address that is on file with the treasurer's office in the county, that it is considered proper notification. Sometimes we send letters to these people and they never respond to us just because they don't want to. That doesn't mean they didn't get it. So we are at the point today where it's up to you guys if you want to proceed with taking action on this or not.
Back.
I mean, so historically, once we get to this point, is there leniency for the people that show up, and the ones that just don't respond, we kind of,
Normally, like, we will, so there's a finding of facts on the last page that is just kind of a summary of all the things that have happened so far. It also, if you confirm the finding of facts, there will be the fine that's imposed, which for a first offense is $100. And then also, you guys can set another extended date for, 2 weeks or whatever, and say that if it's not cleaned up by this date, then you are instructing me to solicit quotes to clean the property up if it's not cleaned up by that date. And then I would proceed with getting quotes and bring them back to you at a later meeting. So if you choose to do that, then you're gonna make a motion to confirm the finding of facts, which would impose that fine, and then also start the process if they don't have it cleaned up by whatever date you choose.
okay.
You wanna go ahead and make
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we approve the findings of fact with the fine, and we set the date for review of cleanup to the July 1 as well. And then if it's not, then we can proceed with soliciting quotes.
All right, we have a motion on the table. I'll ask for a second. I'll give you a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed?
I need you guys to sign that, please.
Just that one copy?
Same.
Might wanna do two, just so that
Here, I can do this one.
you guys have one also. Yeah, that's fine. I also gave you a spreadsheet. This is just for you guys to see what cases we currently have and where they're at in the process. We have closed 8 cases so far this year, which just means we sent them a letter and on their own, they contacted us or cleaned it up or whatever. We currently have 5 active cases, the 2 today and then 3 other ones, and 2 of those are making progress. They're just not completely done yet, so.
Just random question, how many of these come in and they're absent landowners? Like, I think, the last case was from Owensboro.
Uh-huh.
How many are similar situation where it's not residents?
Not very many. It's normally a residence. And a lot of them that we have, especially over the last few years, are the same person each year. So like a couple of the properties that we cleaned up in the fall of this year, we had also cleaned them up the year before. And they get fined, and then if they don't pay to clean it up, then it gets put on the property as a lien to get the county reimbursed for the cleanup. But
Gotcha.
majority of the time, it is someone living there.
Gotcha. I was just curious.
All right, anything else on?
That's it.
All right, we appreciate your job, appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn?
We have a motion to adjourn, do we have a second? I will give you a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.